Hey, everybody, welcome back to maybe the best show online, maybe the best show you'll ever see on a podcast. Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. It's where you send me your questions, whatever they are, and I'll try to answer it the best of my ability. I don't see the questions beforehand, which is kind of the fun of all of this. I have no chance to prepare. Let's see what we got today. Here we go. Question number 1. What do you think about the new Speaker of the House? Fantastic. Look, whenever Donald Trump says somebody is the way to go, you know that person's the way to go. I think he's pro-America. I think he's America first. I think he's all business. I think he's not messing around with any of these swampy people in Washington, D.C. He's there to get a job done. He's there to work for the people of this country. Took us a while to get him. We went through quite a few people to get there. But I have a very good feeling about the trajectory of the United States House over the next year, because we're just shy of a year now until the next election, with our new Speaker of the House at the helm, because I think we're going to get some good work done for the American people. We got a lot of investigations that we need to get a hold of. We've got a lot of information that we need to kind of peel back on this onion there in the swamp. So a lot of work to be done, and I feel very positively about the direction of things now. So very good. Okay. Next question. Will your family move to Washington, D.C. when President Trump is reelected in 2024? Well, amen to that. I believe you were right on that. I believe it's going to be a battle. I want everybody to gear up, because they're not going to make it easy for us. Despite the fact that in every poll out there, Donald Trump is blowing Joe Biden away, even in some of these major swing states. These polls are coming from places that do not like us, that are not Trump supporters. These people want everything to say that Donald Trump is just going to go straight down the toilet and no chance. They show pretty clearly Joe Biden getting beaten very easily at this point by Donald Trump. But yeah, we got to gear up. We've got to get it together over the next year. We got to be prepared for whatever they have in store on the left, because believe me, this is not going to be a cakewalk. This is going to be a battle, but I believe we're going to win. And I do believe that Donald Trump will become the president again. I believe he will be reelected to be the 47th president on November 5th, 2024. Will we move to Washington, D.C.? Not if I can help it. My sister-in-law, brother-in-law, Ivanka and Jared, and their family all lived in Washington, D.C. there for 4 years. And there's a lot that people like to say about them, but man, they took a lot of heat. They were really in the thick of it there. And I think it was incredibly hard on their family. They're just generally not good people in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, I believe that Donald Trump got maybe 5% of the vote, if that, maybe 6% of the vote in Washington, D.C. Last election. So that kind of tells you all you need to know. I don't want to surround myself with that. I don't need to be there in the swamp. Now, that isn't to say that if there was a space where my father-in-law said the only person who can help me with this is Lara Trump, I would be there for him in a second. But no, I do not have any plans, nor does Eric, to move our family to Washington, D.C. We're very happy in the free state of Florida. Weather's great. People are nice. We got some good schools down here. I'm kind of terrified to think about what would happen school-wise, even for my kids, if we moved to D.C. So nope, we are planning, as of right now, to stay in Florida. Next question. Lara Trump, would you ever like to become president of the United States? Well, they make it really so nice for all of us with the last name Trump, don't they? They just really make it enticing, quite frankly, at this point, for any of us to run for any office with the last name. It's something that I think would be in the very far, far distance, if ever. I'm very focused right now on getting Donald Trump reelected, because if we're being honest, if we don't elect Donald Trump to be the 47th president of the United States, we're done. I don't know if we'll have any other presidents after that. Honestly, and I'm not even exaggerating, look at where we are as a country. Look at where we are in the world. We are on the doorstep of World War III. We have a guy in the White House who can barely tie his shoes and string a sentence together. This is the guy who is supposed to invoke fear in our enemies and confidence in our allies. Are you kidding me? What in the heck is going on in this country? If Joe Biden remains president of the United States, or if they pull a fast one and maybe throw a Gavin Newsom in there or a Michelle Obama, and these people get their way, look at how much destruction has happened in 3 years. We cannot survive as a country if we do not get this next election right. So maybe one day, I mean, my gosh, crazier things have happened, I guess, than me ever deciding I want to run for president. But right now, we've got to get serious about this election, because I got to tell you, I don't know that we're going to have anything left for which anyone could run for president if we don't get this next election right. And I think people feel it. You can't look around and look at all the crazy anti-Semitism that's going on. You can't look around and say, wow, things feel like they're going great when I'm paying still $4 or $5 a gallon for gas. Whenever you have people who wouldn't have stepped a foot out of line with Donald Trump as president, just having basically a free-for-all. Don't make any mistake about it. Taiwan is probably next. I mean, this stuff is really next level right now, and we need to be serious about 2024. And I'll tell you what, I am, my husband is, God knows my father-in-law is. He's fighting the good fight for all of us. So let's get that one right. And then maybe one day we can come back and discuss any other Trump doing anything political. That's what I'm focused on right now. Okay. Next question. Who is teaching Barron how to drive? I don't even know. God. See, here's my concern. When you get these kids at this age where they start driving, and I know one day I'll be there, God willing, I'll be there. I don't want to be that person who's like sitting in the driver's seat. I have a hard time. My son, a lot of times, likes to steer the golf cart if we're driving around, because we live on a golf property. We have a golf cart. A lot of people do. We're out driving around. He wants to steer the golf cart. I can't. I mean, I get it. He's 6. I get very anxious, and he gets upset with me. Mom, don't put your hands on the steering wheel. I can't allow anything to happen. So the idea that, like, Barron, you're probably right. I don't know who's teaching Barron to drive, but somebody must be. Do you think it's my father-in-law? You know, it used to be a good time driving with Donald Trump. Quick story. I'll never forget. We went to, I think it must have been Trump Westchester with him one time. This is like 150 years ago. And he used to drive around this Rolls Royce. And on the way home, he decided he wanted to stop at McDonald's. And let me tell you something. You have never seen a McDonald's drive-thru until you have seen it with Donald Trump pulling up in a Rolls Royce, driving himself. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, this was really pre any social media or anything people really posted out there. Because had I gotten a video of that one, that's one for the books. That's one you're never going to see again. And those people at McDonald's loved him and were so excited to see him. Everyone knows he loves his McDonald's. But I don't know about Barron. I don't know who's teaching him to drive. It's not me. I'll say that. Okay. Next question. Why do you think Black American support for Donald Trump is growing and decreasing for Joe Biden? I mean, because I think people can't unsee things once they see them. First of all, Joe Biden told every person in this country who is Black, if you didn't vote for him, then you ain't Black. What are you, crazy? What kind of a racist thing is that to say to people? People have the ability to choose whomever they would like to vote for in this country. And it doesn't mean anything one way or another if you vote a certain way. That's your decision. That's your right as an American. And then you look at really, I think whenever people were sold Donald Trump initially by the mainstream media, they were told he's a bad guy. He's a racist. He's a xenophobe. He's this, that, and the other. And then I think people really kind of sat back and looked at things and they were like, I don't know. My life was a lot better when Donald Trump was in office. He was helping everyone. He certainly was helping the Black community. He had, he did so many things in this country that were historic for the Black community. Of course, you had African-American unemployment at historic lows under Donald Trump. You had the First Step Act, which reversed the decisions of one Joe Biden and, of course, Bill Clinton, who disproportionately locked up Black men in this country in record numbers under their leadership. Donald Trump reversed all of that with the First Step Act. You had all these different ways that he was improving people's lives, including Black Americans. And I think people are smart enough at a certain point to be like, I don't know, I think he was pretty good. And then they did something, I feel like the Democrats, that really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I mean, probably people who never really took a look at Donald Trump and said, I'm going to vote for that guy. They started going after him, and they started going after him hard. And people can't really understand why. Why this one guy? Why put all of your eggs in this basket and fight against this guy in Georgia, in Washington, D.C., in New York, with a mugshot in Georgia? Why did you need to do all of that? And I think people were like, I don't know. I'm taking another look at Donald Trump because it seems like the same system that was screwing me for a long time and hasn't been working for me is trying to go after him too. So there must be something similar between us. And people are like, that's enough. I'm done. I'm voting for Donald Trump. I hear it every day. I have yet to hear somebody say, you know what? I voted for Donald Trump in 2020. I think I'm going to vote Joe Biden this round. You're not going to find that because people get it. People are waking up, including Black Americans every single day. So fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. People get that, and that's what's happening. Okay. Next question. Would you rather spend a 3-week trip visiting multiple interesting destinations or one interesting destination? Oh God, multiple. I told somebody earlier today, like a 2-day trip, and this is the good news. My husband and I are on the same page with this. We are just about the worst with staying in one place. We don't really relax. Like if you want to send us somewhere and you're like, take a week and go to this beautiful resort, we'll go completely crazy. It is not for us. Even our honeymoon, my original honeymoon was supposed to be a horseback safari in Africa. It got postponed 9 years later. Today, by the way, it's our 9-year wedding anniversary. By the way, November 8th. Yeah, also election day in 2016. I'll remind everybody. We were supposed to go on this 10-day trip in Africa. It was going to be this whole thing. And then I broke both of my wrists riding a horse. Not surprising for anyone who knows me well. And we had to do a quick change at the last minute. I couldn't be on horseback in Africa. That wasn't going to work out. So we decided to go somewhere else. And we were there, I think, for 4 days. And we were like, well, this is done. We're good here. Our honeymoon. Yeah, we couldn't even hack it for more than 4 days. That was it for us. So yeah, I would much rather go to multiple destinations. I want to experience as much as I possibly can in a short amount of time. So you give me a lot of different destinations. That sounds fantastic to me. 3 weeks anywhere other than my house and where I got all my stuff and everything planned out, my dogs, my kids, no, thank you. Not for me. For some people, it may be a great opportunity. I'm going to go for the multiple destinations though. Let me know where we should go. I love this question though. Thank you. Okay. Final question. What's your definition of a successful man? What are good women looking for these days? I'm glad you consider me one of them. Thank you. And do you think there's a war on masculinity right now in America? Thanks, Lara. Love the energy you live with. Thank you. You are certainly a role model. Oh my God. Amazing. Please send me more questions. Love a question like this. I'm going to show this to my husband later. So what is my definition of a successful man? First of all, let me just address the war on masculinity. Absolutely. There is a war on masculinity right now, and it's terrible. I've got a son and a daughter, and my kids, I treat them both the same way, but believe me, there are things that I expect out of my son that I'm not going to expect out of my daughter, and vice versa, because men and women are different. And it's so sad right now to see all these beta males, these guys who are just so emasculated. And, it kind of stems out of, I think, the idea that, and I know this happens on our college campuses, they teach women that the root of every problem is men, that they have been held down by men, that they're not getting opportunities because of men. Let me tell you something. I've been a woman living in this country for 41 proud years. I do not ever feel like I missed an opportunity because I'm a woman. I do not ever feel like I was overlooked because I'm a woman. None of that crap. You know why? Because I went out and I worked hard for things, and I wanted only what I deserved to get and what I was qualified to do. But these women are being sold a false bill of goods by our colleges and our universities around the country. This whole idea of the fact that like men are the root of their problems. And then these women get out there and they either don't want to date men because they've been told that all men are bad and evil, or they'll only be with a man if he's like this kind of emasculated version of a man. Yes, there's a huge war on masculinity, and we got to push back on it, because I don't want some beta male. I don't think most women do, like real women, not these brainwashed, indoctrinated women. So yeah, I think that is a huge problem. I mean, what are good women looking for these days, and good looking women looking for these days? I think, there's a lack of the traditional like male roles, and look, my husband and I are equals in our household and in our relationship, but I do think that there are times that I need dad to come step in and be the dad and really like lay it down for my kids sometimes. I think that, doing things like opening a door for a woman, there's a lost art of that. And just like that general nature of things has just disappeared. And we've done it to ourselves. All these feminist women who think that, men are terrible, they've kind of led us down this path. I've got a good one. I mean, my husband is a hard worker. He really makes me proud with the fight that he puts in every day. He runs an incredible company. He has thousands of people who rely on him for their job. And I think that is incredible, and I have the utmost respect for that. I think women are looking for a guy who's going to work hard, treat them right, but stand up and be a man at the end of the day, because I'm sick of all of this just emasculation out there. It is so sad. I'll tell you what, I will not be raising Luke Trump that way. No, sir, that is not what we are going to be doing. But thank you. I appreciate that there are still real men out there who are willing to stand up, who are proud of this country, who are willing to fight for this country, who are willing to fight for a good woman. I hope you get one. Let us know. And send me more questions. What a nice question to receive as my final question. Thank you for joining us here for Lara Trump, Wanted for Questioning. That's going to do it for us today. Please send us your questions under this episode or on any of our social media. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and follow. See you back here next time for more of The Right View. Nothing is worse than being on a phone call that drops. Nothing is worse than trying to text someone and you can't reach them because your phone is out of service range. And nothing is worse than supporting these major corporations and companies who don't support us. That is why I love Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless network. They use every cell tower out there available to all networks so that they have the greatest 4G and 5G coverage nationwide. And they support the causes that are important to us as conservatives. If you go today to patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump and use the promo code Trump, you will get free activation today. Again, that is patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump. The promo code is Trump for free activation so that you can get a great cell plan and feel good about doing it. So I'm like a lot of people. I love to wear an Apple Watch, but I hate how it looks. And I scoured the internet to search for the best looking Apple Watch cases I could find, and I found it. goldandcherry.com. They have absolutely beautiful watches, as you can see here. Everything is waterproof. Everything looks good with different outfits. You can get sporty, you can get fancy, but they are great quality, made out of Delaware in the United States of America. And they have been kind enough to give me a promo code that I can share with you if you want to get your hands on one of these as well. It's Lara T, L-A-R-A-T is the promo code to get yourself a discount at goldandcherry.com. And not only do they make Apple Watch cases, they also make great products for iPads and iPhones, keyboards, your desktop, everything you could possibly need. Goldandcherry.com. Use promo code LARAT so you can get yourself one of these today too. At The Right View, we're very proud of the fact that we are independent. We get to say everything that we think and everything that we feel. We have no woke companies guiding us or telling us what we can and cannot say. We are always going to shoot you straight and give you the facts as we know them. And that's why it's important to support independent outlets like The Right View. My name is Lara Trump, and I think Mike Lindell is a patriot. He is someone who loves this country, is willing to fight for this country. I love MyPillow because not only are MyPillows made in the USA by American workers, but they're great products, and they're so great that not only do I use them in my own bed at night, my children actually requested. My daughter the other day went to the closet and pulled out a MyPillow and said, "This is the pillow that I want to sleep with." And I gotta tell you, she loves it and will have nothing to do with any other pillow. So it's a big hit around our house. My dogs also happen to sleep on MyPillow dog beds. So all around the Trump household, we're big fans. If you go to mypillow.com today and use promo code Trump, again, promo code Trump, you will not only save money, but you will help us continue this show and other shows like it and help us continue the fight for the future of America. Inflation has impacted all of our lives. I don't think anyone can go to the gas pump or the grocery store without noticing that it is a major factor. And unfortunately, it's not going anywhere. It doesn't seem like it's going down in the way that we would like it to. And one way to protect your money is by investing in precious metals, gold and silver. That's always been a great way to make sure that you keep your money and you keep it safe. When you go to bh-pm.com, use promo code Trump. That way, if you decide you want to invest in gold and silver, you'll save yourself a little bit of money. We live in a time that's very interesting. A lot of us out there feel like a lot of our rights are slipping away. And if you're like I am and you want to have the right to choose whether or not to have a vaccine, how to live your life freely, and you're looking for a great doctor, I've heard amazing things about Dr. Sherwood. He's somebody who you should really check out and check into, and it'll help support this program and keep us going. So go to sherwood.tv and use promo code Trump. Again, sherwood.tv and use promo code Trump. You can save yourself some money and help us keep our program going.